Segment 4, pages 183 to 189. Sexual selection may have contributed to hominin brain expansion. Darwin's second evolutionary principle, sexual selection, may explain the rapid expansion of the human brain over the last 1.5 million years. Geoffrey F. Miller said natural selection is not enough to explain this phenomenon. Technological advances in methods of obtaining food aren't as correlated to evolutionary brain growth as was originally thought. The rate of technological advancement accelerated well after the human brain stopped expanding. Larger brains allowed for more creative ways to attract attention from and stimulate potential mates. This theory also explains human traits such as humor, art, music, language, and creativity. Further evidence of this lies in the findings regarding the bowerbird family. In order to impress females, thus getting the chance to preserve their genes, males must attract and impress females using artistic displays of twigs, leaves, etc. These birds have larger brains than most others. In box 6.3, talking about evolutionary psychology, this is a field devoted to asking how natural selection has affected behavior and the modern brain. Behaviors have been adapted over the course of species evolution in response to environmental pressures. Viewing the mind as a collection of cognitive modules that developed as adaptations to face problems of our hominin ancestors. And it asks what extent has behavior been affected by the difference between female and male reproductive strategies. Primate species differ in gene expression. Despite humans and chimpanzees' morphological, behavioral, and cognitive differences, they share 99% of their DNA. The ways genetic differences can exist. One example is DNA sequences of specific genes might vary in fundamental ways. A specific instance of this is ASPM, which is a gene that influences the size of the cerebral cortex. One version causes development of small brains in humans. The protein encoded by the ASPM gene differs considerably between humans and chimps, showing that the sequence of this gene evolved more rapidly in human ancestors. The second way is brain-related gene expression, varying between humans and non-human relatives. Gene expression in brains of humans and chimps are very different. The overexpression of one particular gene in mice, for instance, might allow them to grow in large brains that have gyri and sulci, which is not very common for mice. Evolution continues today. Some examples of evolution can occur over the course of years, or even decades. Some instances are driven by artificial selection, which is selection driven by human behavior. One example would be selective breeding to create ball pythons with more intricate patterns, like Hamlet over here, or the misuse of antibiotics leading to bacteria with greater fitness. Modern developments in radiocarbon dating have shown that the colonization of Europe and Asia by Homo sapiens occurred in less than 50,000 years, which would indicate the development of different facial color and stature traits between continents occurred over the course of only 50,000 years, which is a lot faster than Darwin ever could have expected it to be.